Good morning, everyone, and welcome. This is the Adobe Live show about UX design, day 2. If you missed the first day, you can watch the replays. They are all available on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel. And I see that you're already joining the chat on behance.net/live. This is awesome. We'll be live for 2 hours with Travis Neilson.
Hi.
Hey, doing good today?
Oh man, feeling great.
Yeah, I'm excited. So if you missed yesterday, maybe we can explain what happened yesterday.
I have a review.
Oh, okay.
I'm prepared.
He's over-prepared, so that's great.
Over-prepared.
Hi, Ariana. Hi, William. Thanks for joining. We will today be working in Adobe XD. Make sure to download the update. We updated Adobe XD yesterday with some amazing new features. And as every day, we invite you to create and share a prototype. And every day there is a theme. Yesterday it was public transportation. Actually, we received some entries overnight, so they don't count as a contest. But I just wanted to give a shout out to to people who worked overnight to participate in the contest. So we have this app, for instance, which is Welcome to Twentport. Okay, with a welcome screen. So yesterday the theme was public transportation, so 3 screens, very simple, but very good start with XD. We have someone else also sharing, so that's a first, sharing the design spec.
Oh, cool.
Design specs, which is a new feature. So you can either share a prototype like our friend with here, welcome to Twentport. And on this view, you can leave comments and say, okay, work on the logo. And now you can pin a comment, okay? So you can say, I want to leave a comment here. And this is how you can exchange with your customers. You can reply, you can resolve. Or you can also now export design specs.
You can export the specs?
Export or generate the design specs, I would say, on the website.
And this is where they're exported to.
Yeah. And it becomes this experience, where I can go on each screen and I can get the dimension. I can also get which typeface he's using. So he's using a Playfair display. And what we discovered yesterday is that if you go just here, it will give you all the color used.
And it highlights it on them.
And highlight them and all the typefaces. So very nice. We had also a guide. It was shared yesterday. And this one is cool. You will like this one. Scan the QR code, which is not easy to communicate, but then make appear, and you have your ticket, and you can save the ticket, and it's in the save ticket.
I like that.
Very nice one, yeah. Very good job. So
it looks really nice.
The designer did this prototype. You should really enter the contest today. The theme of the day is completely different.
Okay.
It's about flowers.
Flowers?
Yeah. So if you check, if you want to check here, if you are on behance.net/live, there is a contest tab, you see here. And that's the theme of the day, flowers. So it could be anything that deals with flower, like we don't know. We will see. Just create and share a prototype made with Adobe XD, at least 3 artboards. Okay, and we explain how to publish it and how you can use this link to submit your entry. Okay, and you can win a Creative Cloud subscription.
It's a really good deal, yeah.
Yeah, we will randomly give away posters, XD socks, a lot of stuff, okay. But now let's start, and so you have a day 2, what's the name?
Just a quick review of what we did yesterday.
Okay, this is awesome. Let's look at that. Okay,
so just gonna go over a few of the slides from yesterday, kind of set the context for what we'll be doing today, and like a review of what we accomplished yesterday. So I'm going to call this, these hours that we're doing here is the UX crash course, because when I was talking to Michael, we were saying we want to kind of get through everything, which is the planning of an app, the sketching of an app, the designing and prototyping, and even the design spec. Giving the handoff situation. We hand over to a developer the spec. And so in review, the app that we're building is, and also here's a quick plug for a demonstration or like the show that Michael and I did previously, which is about design thinking, which is more centered on, less on how to do the things, but how to understand the idea and the user need. And this is very good information. I recommend going and checking out Design Thinking.
It was an awesome experience. And this is on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's hosted on YouTube channel, yeah. So the inspiration for the project we're doing today is a mix between two of the apps that or two of the creative outlets that I have, which is one Instagram where I publish my paintings, and then the second one is a podcast that I have with my co-host. Where
Carlos.
Yeah, Los isn't here, but he's here in spirit, and we do our thoughts and we share our ideas with the world through this medium of podcasting. And I wanted to think about how can I take the immediacy and the speed and the creative fulfillment of Instagram and merge that with the platform and the idea medium of podcasting. And so the idea is an app called Instacast, where we would take the model of creation from Instagram, how fast it is, how quick it is, the follow model and all these things, the feed model, and pair it with the creation of podcasting. So we determined that there's two kind of modes that a user will need to have when they're using Instacast. The first one would be to create an Instacast, to create that artifact. And the second one would be to consume it. So yesterday we looked at the feed and discovery screens of our application.
I like the done.
We did those two. We didn't finish discovery, but off camera I spent another 20 minutes on it, and I just filled it out. Yeah, we were very close to having it done. Yeah. And then, so what we're going to do today is hopefully those three screens of create, to recording a new episode, to like marking it up with metadata, title, description, things like that. And then if we can, like a confirmation page, like congratulations, it's podcasted or instacasted or whatever the term is. And then Thursday, hopefully we'll get down to what does an episode look like for somebody who's listening? What does a list of episodes look like? What is a podcast profile page? So this is the task list for today is here on the left under the create. And I want to give a quick review of the designs that we ended up with yesterday. Nice. So we have this kind of like, what is it called? The loading screen or whatever. And then on the stream, we designed this, which is the feed. So these are people who you subscribe to, and you subscribe to these podcasts you can listen to at a tap. And then here on the right is the discovery screen, where you want to listen to something new you haven't heard before. We have recommendations, there's featured. Right here, this would be like Instacasters that are popular right now. It's more about the host rather than the content. So there's different ways to kind of cut into this to make it more discoverable. Nice. Yeah. And then I also added this on the train this morning, which is a small mini player. It looks a lot like
that's nice. And you use the background blur.
Background blur.
Wow, it looks great.
It looks really good. So this thing would, like, if you tap it, maybe it would expand up to like a bigger player, which we'll probably do tomorrow. But this little thing.
I like how you use the 3 dots to express that this is probably scrolling. Very smart.
So this little object can be like over here too in the feed screen as well. You can be looking at things while you're listening to something while you're scrolling for the next thing, and then maybe like adding it to a playlist to hear it next or whatever. So what we're going to be doing today is kind of right here. We're going to be looking at the creation.
Elaine Wong saying, "Wow, Instacast is looking great."
Thanks.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that.
We need to launch a crowdfunding. So we have Instacast. Like a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I think this stream makes it like our intellectual property. This is how we copyright it, by streaming it live to everyone.
We're streaming it live, so no one can steal the idea. That's good.
So what we want to do is go back to the idea of how do we create this app and take it through the stages of planning, which we've been doing in the past 2 days, and sketching, and then designing in XD, and then hopefully by the end of today we'll have a few screens we can create like a prototype flow.
That would be kind of
with
a nice prototype view. Okay, where you connect the screens and you design on the transition.
We didn't really get to do that yesterday.
I think we have more screens today.
So let's go to the iPad here, and we'll talk about what we're going to be sketching today.
Yeah, so on the iPad, you're using Photoshop Sketch, free app on iOS and Android.
I've just taken a few screenshots and imported in there. Let me tap this away and show you what we did yesterday. So this is a screenshot of Instagram. And the exercise that we did in the very beginning, which I totally recommend everybody doing like a few times, you know, like throughout, like maybe every few months, just go grab your favorite app and then just trace right on top of it. And what this does is it helps you to understand the nuances of the choices that they make. So when I remove this, the screenshot under, you can see that there's like different UI and different controls that do things that maybe you don't use every day, but sketching over it makes you focus on it, pay attention to why they did that, ask those questions, and see, because like the people who make these apps, not only are they talented professionals, but they test their assumption. They test their assumptions, and they you know, do user testing, they do split testing, and they make sure that these things are right for their user base. And it becomes us, when we're doing this exercise, to ask why and try to understand their decisions. It's a really helpful exercise. So we did that yesterday, and then we went into sketching, and this is the feed that I showed you in XD just a moment ago that we sketched. And then this is the Discover screen.
Oh yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It was your final sketch.
Yeah. I noticed that we didn't use the one on the top left there, which is a really good idea. That was supposed to be like a playlist.
Oh yeah, with the mosaic.
A grid pack of like the covers, which when I was doing it, because the iPad was over here, and so I was like, what was it again?
Yeah, there was something.
Just trying to remember my sketches. But yeah, anyway, so today we're going to look at the creation flow. How does somebody, you know, like on Instagram, they use the camera, and it's pretty like, they use the camera, take a picture, and then publish it to Instagram. Yeah. But now we have to think about, how does somebody record a podcast? What goes through their mind? What are they trying to accomplish? How does somebody assemble an audio program, right? So it's a little bit different than a photograph.
Yeah.
And I have here the screenshot of voice recorder, I think, from iOS. It's like a standard.
Oh, it's by Apple. So this is what you get with your iPhone?
Yeah, it's on every iPhone, yeah.
Oh,
this is how you make voice memos. I think it's called voice memo or voice recorder or something like that.
Makes sense.
So I'm going to look at this here, and I'm going to say like what works. And maybe we'll even do a quick
we can do the
same exercise. Yeah, same exercise. Okay.
So the exercise, if you want to watch a replay like from yesterday, but the idea is that you draw on top of a UI just to identify the components, the hierarchy, and yesterday we discovered like 2 features on Instagram.
Yeah.
And we use Instagram every day, but we were not aware of these features. So it's a very good exercise to understand what was in the mind of the designer. Yeah. And you're right. I mean, it's a complex exercise when you think about it. Like, record a voice is something like you need to provide feedback that this is recording.
If you've never designed an audio interface, like, what don't you know about it?
Yeah.
Probably a lot.
Yeah. And this UI is much simpler than Adobe Audition, which is in Creative Cloud.
Yeah. But look at that. Like, I'm just sketching over here. I'm noticing that they have like I don't even know what the term is for like the volume of the like the you know, what are these things called?
The waveform, you mean?
Well, the waveform, but like those hatches on the far right here, it's like plus or like a
it's the
like the gain or something.
The gain with decibels.
Yeah, the decibels. Like I wasn't thinking decibels.
Amplitude. Thank you, Steven.
Amplitude.
Yeah. I'm glad we have smart people in the chat. It's 9 a.m. here, okay? We have to take it slowly. It's 9 a.m. in San Francisco. Let us know what time this is in your region, because sometimes we have people, they stay very late. Or a surprise. Let us know in the chat where you're from and what time is it. Dion is asking you, Travis, are you a designer who got into programming or the other way around? Oh, that's a good question.
My philosophy on design and programming is that programming is a design tool.
And you started with what? You started with design or with coding?
Oh, design.
You started with design.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coding is a design tool just as much as XD is, in my opinion.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so
because you can code UIs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you can.
Yeah. Like if you make a painting and you never share it with anybody, what good is it? You know. So you have to take a picture of it, and in that way, the camera is just as much a part of the painting as the actual brushstroke. You know what I mean? So anyway.
So we have friends watching from Morocco, Portugal, Algeria.
Thank you so much, guys. That's really like awesome
Yeah.
that you would tune in. Okay, so I've done a quick sketch overlay of the Apple voice recording application. And the things that I'm kind of noticing and I like about it is like right here, this control lock up here, they have a play, a record, and then a done.
Okay.
And I like that. So, but on this one, it's tap to record and then
so
tap again to be done.
Okay, so you can have multiple takes. So when,
you can start and stop.
You can start and stop. Again.
And you can actually scrub right here at the top.
Oh, to do a retake?
To rewind a little bit and retake.
That's so good.
That is pretty good. This right here is an edit button, so you can go in and trim things out and all that. And then we have timestamp, which is super great. This is a title.
Oh, we have a Sivarar. She's watching from Bangalore. It's almost 11 p.m. already.
Nice. That's commitment.
Yeah, thanks.
You know what I was doing at 11 p.m. last night? Snoozing. Yeah, I was sleeping. I was not watching.
Oh, yeah. Not watching Adobe Live.
Not watching Adobe Live. And then these are
by
like.
the way, Sivaraj has stayed. Like, if you can stay awake until 2 a.m. your time, we have a Johnny Vino, who was in Bangalore a few months ago. He was working there, but he just moved to New York. But
up there at the top right is like a speaker. Like you can, like when you can listen back. You can listen to the speakerphone.
It's the feedback or the.
You can like hear
it's to control where you want to.
Right, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
And then also one of the things I like is that they have this play button here, which is so important when you're, recording. You want to go back and hear it, and like you need a control for that. Okay, so I want to take the best.
And what
things
is at the top? Is the time, like 1 second, 2 seconds?
Here.
No.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh,
here.
this bar across the top there? Yeah, I guess that's a time, like a play.
The time.
What do they call it? Like a playhead time? Actually, this is the playhead right here. But this is like the time track or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So we're not going to take everything. We're going to make our educated decisions based on what our needs are, and keep in mind that if we're making a version 1 application, that we want to streamline, we want to simplify as much as we can get away with, okay? So let's create a new layer and change the color maybe to blue. And we want to draw our application in a way that makes sense for what our needs are. Okay, and I'm going to steal a lot of this. I'm not like saying I'm not going to, just to be clear. Okay, so let's start with that's a crooked line. If only there was such a way to make a straight line.
There is.
Dun, da, da, ba, da, ba, 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 ba.
A ruler.
Yeah.
Adobe Ruler CC.
Look at that straight line.
Oh my God. You became so good.
So one of them can be straight.
Yeah.
Okay. Now keep in mind we have an Instacast branding on our UI there, but if you look in the Instagram photo capture thing, it's a different experience. Their branding, like the logo across the top, is all gone, and it's just about taking. It's just a camera, yeah, and then below is like the trigger or the shutter button, So
and maybe the native one actually, maybe the native UI of iOS. No?
Of iOS, the camera doesn't have any like labels on it or anything. Like it doesn't say camera.
Ah, okay, it's just a
maybe, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so well, the first thing we need to have is a way to get out of the recording experience, right? So I'm going to put like a little cancel up here, so that if somebody's like, "Oh, I want to record," but then like, "No, I don't," just
There's
cancel
too
out.
much noise in the background.
Yeah, that's
I'll do
totally
it another
fine.
time.
I'm gonna put the label up at the top, like where we had the words discover and listen now, because I'm not sure that the little button that we had, which is like a little plus, is super clear on what the intent of this tab is. So I'm going to reinforce the intent by labeling the screen. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to give a user signal, give the user the signal
where you are,
of what you're supposed to be doing.
What you can do.
Exactly, right. Exactly right.
Like on the screens yesterday, I really liked it.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. And we made a UI yesterday for of those wavelengths.
Yeah.
And we put them on top of the thumbnails. So I'll just plop that in right here. Similar to how voice
with the same UI.
Yeah, very similar. And then we'll use that as a kind of like a playhead experience right there. And then we can put the timestamp here. I like how Apple did that. Mm-hmm. And then their lockup of the play and record and done buttons are really nice. But I don't need this like name right here because we've not named the thing yet. Somebody has just tapped into this experience. So there's no reason for it to have a name. Not yet anyways. And also, when somebody is creating a recording, when I'm doing podcasts, I'm always like rearranging clips, thinking about the flow of the narrative.
Okay.
And so I want to have some way that somebody can not just record one take, but have a few takes and then rearrange them.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Like video editing, that's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like that.
Like you have clips,
yeah,
and you with
exactly.
the timeline and you arrange. That would be
fun?
awesome.
I use a video editor to edit my audio podcast. I do.
Oh.
I do. Because it's just more familiar to me because I've been doing YouTube for years. It makes so much sense to me. Yeah, it's
Makes
funny.
sense.
Anyway, so here's the record button. And what I like, where Apple was doing a tap to turn it on and a tap to turn it off, I'm going to do like a Snapchat or an Instagram story kind of thing where you hold it. When you're holding it, you're taking your take. When you release your thumb, the take is over.
Yeah, I think it's very good.
So it can be like a little bit more, a little bit more decisive and quick. But I'm still stilling this
like what's the name
here.
of the device? You know, like when you speak like in the army,
like a walkie-talkie.
Like a walkie-talkie.
Over.
So it's weird because in French we say talkie-walkie.
Talkie-walkie?
Yeah, we say talkie-walkie.
I like that better.
And you say walkie-talkie?
Walkie-talkie.
That's weird.
Because you're walkie and you're talkie.
Yeah, in French you talk and you walk.
Oh, you talk first.
Yeah. That's the difference, I guess.
That's a very French thing to do. Talk first and then walk.
Then walk.
Sorry. Okay, so let's talk about how do we organize this thing. And I was thinking about like this floating kind of tray that could be here, and inside of it you would have, let's say like a back button. Here's a episode name.
Oh, I see where this is going.
But we'll do like these clips,
like
right?
Yeah.
So here's clip 1. Clip 1, and then maybe you can rearrange the clips too. So like here's clip 2.
So Jerry Deep is saying, I think they should add polls feature in the chat so designers can do UX research right here. Yeah, actually we are thinking about it, Jerry Deep. So
here and then clip.
If you want to see any new features on the Adobe Live experience on Behance, feel free to send a message to the Adobe Live team in the chat. Adobe Live team is the Behance account that we use, and we read all the messages that you send. So if you have any feature requests, feedback, ideas, yeah, we're more than open because we really try to improve the experience week after week.
So when you're recording on something, you can't, I mean, it has to be represented, but also not like editable or draggable or something like that. So I put like a dotted line around this is the clip you're currently recording in your clips.
Yeah, and I like the 3 lines to rearrange. Yeah.
I'm gonna erase this here. And then, okay. Now we're gonna draw another, well, this thing right here, this little panel that I drew, wouldn't it be cool if it could slide around on the screen and then the recording controls wouldn't move? So it's kind of like this like strange little parallax, or just like, not necessarily a parallax where two things are moving at different speeds, but like where this thing could go up and you could see all of your like recording bits. You know, and then you have like behind it like this stuff going on here.
And Julia is asking in the chat, can you let me know if it's possible to mask with a shape in Adobe XD?
Yeah.
On Windows.
Oh,
yeah,
Windows.
Check the object menu. Should be in the object menu. Also, the shortcut should be Control-Shift-M. So if you select 2 shapes with an overlap, select two objects with an overlap in the UI and try Control-Shift-M, like Michael. Or like mask. I guess it's more, yeah. I think they wanted to say mask and not Michael. But yeah.
Let's do it where you can, when you're done with recording a clip, this is where you're going to add as well. So like unload a little plus button here. And then also we need the opportunity to like name this episode. Mm-hmm. And also like add a description before we publish.
Okay.
And what if...
Oops, sorry.
Now, here's also a question of how do we publish, so we'll talk about that in a second. So, that says rename. It's very hard to write on this thing.
I'll be back to it.
Okay. All alone.
Just taking my PC.
Okay, so this will be the description area. And this thing here, this thing can slide kind of up and down. It's like a scrollable piece of UI. But the rest of the panel up here, this area kind of does not slide, which is kind of fun. It goes right over the top of it. You pull it down when you're ready to do a new clip or whatever. Also, we need a place to share. So let's make share right here, because it's in line with the name of the episode. Cool. How we do? I think that's pretty good. One more thing that we haven't covered is where are all of your episode drafts? So if you're in the middle of an episode but you want to record a clip for another episode, or even just like save this one in drafts or something, I have this back button right here, and we could use this same panel. And I'll just sketch it really quick here. If you do go back, it would just be a quick list of things. So we'll say drafts, and then episode 1 with an arrow, episode 2 with an arrow. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I'll just quickly show something to
go ahead.
To our friends in the chat, because Julia is panicking. I can feel like she's really panicking.
You need to save her.
So on Windows, because Adobe XD is also available on Windows, so you can create 2 shapes. It can be a picture too, like anything. So here it could be in picture. You select both shapes and you do Control-Shift-M for mask, and it creates a mask. Okay, and it's non-destructive. So at any time you can double-click, and you can actually change how it works. You can resize. You can even. Okay, so it's non-destructive. So try Control-Shift-M. You were asking, I don't see the menu, so maybe the name is different on Windows. Let me check that. I select both. And so this is just the shortcut? No, I'm sure there is another way. Yeah, but try Control-Shift-M. And what you try, I know what you did also, Julia. You just drag and drop a picture on a shape, so it works too, but then after you cannot really resize how the image, the picture behaves inside the shape. So that's why I prefer this. So try Control-Shift-M. Very
cool.
Thank you.
Michael Chase to the rescue. So I've drawn another object in our list here, the episode 4, and I wanted to show like how do you delete a draft.
Okay.
So you just swipe to the right, just very very iOS style, and then there's like the little trashy can. But that actually makes me think of how to delete a clip. You can use that little X right there. Oh, make it visible. What am I doing? Okay.
So you want to click on the X to delete the clip? Yeah.
If you want to delete the clip.
So if you tap once on the clip, it will load. It will load it, and you can still edit it.
And you can scrub around, record over bits.
Yeah. Okay.
A new take, you called it, which is cool.
If you click on the right on the 3 lines, you can rearrange.
You can rearrange those clips. Yeah. So you create a new clip. If you want to stick one, be like, what I meant to say, and then stick that kind of back up there.
So maybe you can tap on the X. Maybe you need a confirmation. Do you want to delete with the pop-up? Yes.
Oh yeah. Maybe like at the bottom of it, we can do a whole like delete kind of situation.
Yeah.
If you want to delete the whole show from this thing. Anyway, I think that kind of makes sense. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. I think we're ready to jump into XD.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Screens with a lot of components. Like it's not
not
that easy, eh?
This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So first
back
thing
to XD.
We're going to take just copy and paste this artboard, and then this is not a discover, this is a record. The thing that I like about the way that XD handles artboards is that if I take this and copy and duplicate it, and if it's labeled -1 with an N dash, it makes a -2 over here. So that's kind of a good way to keep track of iterations or even flow themes. So we really can get rid of a lot of this stuff because we're
Joy
doing...
Deep is asking, what font is this?
This is Proxima Nova.
Proxima Nova. And if you publish the design specs, you would know.
There you go.
There we go.
And Proxima Nova is also available from your Creative Cloud account.
Yeah, it's on Typekit.
Typekit, right. So this will be the record screen. And also, we don't need this whole thing. We just need a cancel label, which I don't know.
They love Proxima Nova.
Yeah, Proxima Nova.
A lot of
really
Proxima Nova fans. Who designed Proxima Nova? Check that.
Cancel doesn't need to be so heavy, regular, and then we'll put it as the grayer button. Cool. And 16 pixels from the top. Good. Okay, so that's our cancel button. Let's bump up record. This is usually 16 pixels from its next neighbor. Down 1. Okay. The next thing we want to do is...
So Proxima Nova was designed by Mark Simonson.
Mark Simonson.
Who also designed Coquette.
Oh.
I really like.
Yeah, that's really nice. A lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, he designed a lot of typeface. Kandal aussi. Yeah, it's a nice one too.
Anonymous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's also
good job,
Proxima
Mark.
Soft, which is like a rounded version.
Yeah, I've never used this one.
I've never used it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
We can grab this waveform here and throw it on our record screen.
Nice.
Let's put it 16 pixels from the top. And when somebody's recording, this is how it's going to look because it's going to have like the color in it. Also,
and we used the object mask yesterday to do this, like what
did.
we were showing to Julia.
So if I command click on it, you'll be able to see that it's a mask of
of the gradient.
Of a gradient, yeah.
Awesome.
But also this is 180 pixels. The thing that I just the square that or rectangle I just dragged out, and I can see that this one here is hanging over. So I'm going to delete this little last bar here, so that our waveform goes exactly to half of the screen, and then I'll use this part of this rectangle and fill it with a little bit of maybe a 10% black and height 1 pixel. So now it looks like it's a part of a system instead of just half of a waveform on a screen. It's a little style thing right there. 16 pixels, cool.
Nice.
So now it feels like it's transforming into something as it scrolls by.
Looks good.
Yeah, thank you. We have also to do a timestamp.
So SM is asking what is the submission deadline for the contest. So the theme of the day is flowers, and you have 8 hours actually, because this is the first segment with Travis.
You have 8 hours to do the transport?
No,
the flowers.
Yeah. For flowers, not for you. Yeah, you don't have to stay live for 8 hours. So we'll be live 90 minutes more, like with Travis. And then we'll welcome Jessica Zhang for 2 hours, Johnny Vito for 2 hours. And at the end of the day, we will welcome the Adobe XD team, where you will be able to ask any question about the roadmap, the future of XD. They will be live with us in the studio, answering all your questions, okay? So this is the theme of the day. Just submit your entries, use this form, bit.li/submit-adobe, and we will feature your entries. Actually, we just received one.
You want to look at it?
Flowers are forever.
Sentimental points right there.
So, and there is click me, just in case, because they know I'm...
Like, where should I click?
Yeah, so...
Me.
Oh, and I recognize this style. I can tell that this is the little yellow chicken in the chat. You will see.
Yellow chicken.
He will appear. We have a little yellow chicken in the chat who is an illustrator and always sharing his art using XD.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is awesome. So he's the author, I can tell, of the illustration. I recognize the style. So yeah, thanks for sharing. I think his name is Eric.
The yellow chicken.
I think there's an E somewhere. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that the yellow chicken will appear in the chat.
I'm realizing that you guys can't see this line here. So I'm going to make it a little bit deeper.
Yeah, thanks.
20%. There it is. Okay. And then I've just taken the font, used Proxima Light at 24, and then
See, that's the yellow chicken.
Hello,
yellow chicken.
Yellow chicken. And I've spread the tracking out to 200 points to make it look more like a nice little timestamp there.
Yeah, looks nice.
I want to also grab some icons. I'm gonna go back to my icon bank, and I have this one which I'll use for speakerphone. I'll shift select this one as well that I want to use for the play and pause. And I mean, that's record, I guess.
Yeah.
But ours is going to be a lot different. It's
maybe add some red.
Yeah. Okay, so let's shove this one up at the top, 8 pixels away from the left.
So this one is for the feedback, right? To use the speaker or not?
Speakerphone.
To mute? Or
yeah, exactly. There we go. And then this is too small. Oh, you know what I didn't even do?
Steve is asking which icon set is this?
Most of these icons are from Google Materials.
Google Materials.
Yeah, so these are all free icons, free to use. I did not make them at all. But
although you work for Google, but
I did. I have
it's
nothing
not your job.
Not at all.
Not a job at Google.
No, but they're very nicely done.
Yeah.
Okay, so I forgot to do this down here, and I kind of want to do it. So this is no longer search. It's the search screen.
So which one is this? Is the plus?
This is the discovery, yeah. So, and also I made the plus button a lot bigger. These are all 34 pixels, where these are 24.
Oh.
So let me send this little highlight here, and then
I love this trick.
Change the color all day, every day. Align. There we go. Now it looks more like
my God.
You're in the creation screen.
Yeah.
We need to... I'm just going to use the... I'm going to tap E to get the ellipse tool, and I'm going to constrain with Shift and Option so I can grow it out from the center. I'm just going to eyeball a good... Actually, if we're using an 8-pixel grid. Oh, you know what I could do? I could just turn on that grid.
Oh, good idea.
Dang, look at this grid. It's so gritty. Okay.
So many lines.
So many lines. Now I can constrain it to like where, you know what I mean? That looks pretty good. Super tappable, right? Like.
Oh yeah, like if you miss this button, I don't know.
Yeah, you're here to do one thing, and it's to tap this button. This is the button you
and
tap.
talk. And say something.
Yeah. Tap and talk. 24 pixels from the. There you go.
Kendra says it's the greatest grid he has ever seen.
The greatest grid?
I agree.
There you go. That's a good red. I'm going to take a copy of this.
Hi, Kitsia. We have Kinsia joining from Russia.
Oh, hello.
Thanks for joining. We're with Travis, who is designing Instacast.
Instacast.
It's the mix of podcast and Instagram. And we're working on the record your voice experience, record your podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna copy this and then I'm gonna paste it right on top of itself, and then constrain it in a little bit, and then use a border to make like a little circle. Turn it white. Make it a 2-pixel border.
Nice.
And maybe pull this out a little bit so it's a little bit. There you go. So now it looks more tappable. How tappable can we make this thing? That's the question. I'm going to pull this text down into the center and use, what did I do? Command-Shift right bracket to throw it up in the layers panel, or in the layers. I don't need a panel, because I'm not about that layers panel life. Actually, we can just shrink that down using this little handle here in the text. And then I want to write hold to record. Cool. I'm going to change that to white so it's more readable, and then make it a little bit more heavy. Semi-bold seems good. And then I'll center it. Do you think that's obvious enough?
I think.
What should they be doing right now?
Also, it reminds me something like back in the days, where like before flat design. Well, I will show you. Like, I'm sure you will remember this trick. It's something we were using like all the time with Flash and stuff.
The Flash?
You know, like when you were like designing a button, so we would like design a gradient. So you are in the reddish stuff. So let's try this one. You know, and you would like use this orientation. Okay. And then you would duplicate, reduce, and
reverse.
Keep the same color and reverse. Remember that?
Yes.
And here we go.
Now it looks tappable. That looks exactly like. oh, design.
Old tricks, old design.
It's fun when you've been doing this for like decades. You remember like how silly your old assumptions were? I don't even know about silly, just like out of style, I guess, you know? That's the hard thing about this industry, is that you have to be like, I don't know, always aware of what the kids are doing. These kids. These kids. Going so fast. Let's bump the size of this thing up a little bit. So we're, let's say 40, no, let's say 40 because that fits our pixel grid. Okay. And we'll take this about 16 pixels away from our record button. And let's also make this our brand light color of the blue here. And then grab this cancel, and we're going to make that 16 pixels away from center. We're going to make this done. So, the interaction will be something like this. I'm just thinking through this now. You're going to tap on the middle tab here, and it's going to take you to this screen.
Yeah.
And on this screen, actually, let's just jump into.
It says
like
record.
So it says record, but I want to mock up what.
But first, it
would look like. Yeah. So this is like somebody is actually recording. Let's. I don't know what I'm doing here. Why is that? Oh dear, did I just lose it? Okay. So what if this is like a little bit more of like a not recorded yet? Oh, you can't see that. I keep on forgetting that on the display it's a little.
Oh, you mean like
darker.
grayish?
Something like that, and maybe even.
Yeah, it's not easy to. To explain what this will be like especially the first time.
Maybe what if it's like. What if it's like light like this, but like it's oscillating? It's like.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Maybe like for 2 seconds, it's like showing you like a progress,
and then it flattens.
Yeah, and then it flattens. And hold to record this.
Yeah, when you're recording, it'll reflow with your actual waveforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it needs some work. Like just this screen, like.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
I guess like the hold to record, like if you miss that, you know, like you really want to press this button and see what happens. You know, like so.
Yeah.
I'm not really worried. Like,
well,
because when you will record, you will see the live waveform. So I guess you will understand what's going on. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, the other option really is just to have it like. be just one line across. And then maybe we could do, let's change this to 1 and like maybe 16. Oh, 26.
We have a
something like
Hisham
that.
saying hi from Algeria. Hi, Travis.
From where?
Hisham from Algeria.
Oh, hello. What about that? Oh, you can't see it. Darn it. How about that?
Here.
So that is...
Oh, yeah, I like it.
It's like there's an expectation that something will happen
Something
there.
will happen here.
Okay.
No, I think... Yeah.
And it works with this one, because when you start recording, it'll just fill in there.
Nice.
Okay. That was just a mental exercise to understand...
Yeah.
Wait, how is the user actually going to interact with this thing, instead of just creating beautiful UI and expecting it, somebody else to figure out how it works?
And actually, it gives even more importance to the whole to record, like when the screen is empty.
Oh,
like this,
yeah.
You were like this is the only call to action. You see, you're like, okay, I have to try.
It's one time at work, somebody was explaining to me what we call tappability.
Okay.
Like how tappable is something. And they mentioned that like if these attributes are on it, like let's say, size, or does it have an icon, or what color is it, creates more tappability for that, thing. And they said like if you do X, Y, and Z, it becomes a black hole of tappability.
Oh,
and like nothing else on the page gets tapped because this thing is so tappable. And when I look at the screen on the right there, there's only one thing that you're gonna do. Hopefully.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Because even the play button will be disabled. Because there is nothing to play.
Yes. So why don't we
no
do that?
Choice.
Let's drop that down to...
Yeah. Here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean...
And also,
there's done.
No done, so we'll drop that down.
No choice.
There's just the only thing you
Press
can
the
do.
red button. It works now. Yeah.
I like it when UI design is like just deciding how I can manipulate my user to do what I want them to do. It's so ethical. Thumbs up. There's nothing unethical about this. It's just the point of making something usable. Okay, so the next thing we have in our sketch is that we want to create the UI for how do we store our clips, manipulate our clips, and rearrange them and create new ones. Right? That was like that little tray that I drew in the sketch. So we're going to do my best trick, which is drawing boxes. And let's tap this in 16, maybe more. Okay. We're going to make this really a thinner box so that it's obviously will slide up and down. Okay.
Hi, James. Thanks for joining. The theme of the day for the contest is flowers. Okay, so it's very open. Like yesterday, it was public transportation. I guess it was more obvious, to deal with. Okay, I will book a travel. Like you, almost like all the projects were about like planning a travel, using a bus or taxi, or a cab or anything. With flowers, it's more open. What would be your like if you had to do something with flowers? Yeah, what would
design?
be your creative angle?
Yeah, I would create an experience where a user can select the arrangement and then send it to
someone.
Yeah, and it would be fun if you could not just choose like a prearranged like these are roses, these are hydrangeas, whatever. I don't even know flowers, but
like you create your own.
Yeah,
mix.
you like add some baby's breath, add some. Again, I don't know flowers, but like that'd be kind of fun to like add the elements, kind of like you're making a pizza, on like pizza website. Ingredients, exactly. That would be my my attempt.
Yeah, we will see. We will see what they create.
So since we streamed that idea, it's copyrighted. You can't take my idea, unless you do, and then that's also fine.
But make sure to submit your entries. Like for this show, you have a little bit less than 1 hour, because at the end of the show, we'll ask Travis, okay, what was your favorite prototype?
Laura
and you can
says
win
that
a
was her
Creative Cloud
idea.
subscription. Oh, yeah.
I stole it from you.
Yeah, Laura, you can still use it. Now we want to see it in action because it's a great idea. So.
Yeah, you have 10 minutes to get it done. Okay, so again, we can't see this little box. Let me make this shadow deeper.
It's good.
Can you see it? Maybe I'll make the spread a little wider. Okay. On my screen, this looks really intense, like a really intense shadow.
Yeah.
Actually, what will help there if I take the background? So I'm going to click on the artboard twice, and it's going to bring up the options for the actual artboard. And I'll just make it a little bit gray. Let's make it, instead of FF, let's make it fa, fa, fa.
Fa, fa, fa.
Yeah. Did fa, 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 was that good enough?
Actually, yeah, it brought the shadow again.
Did it?
Yeah, I saw it here.
I'm going to make it F0, F0, F0.
Fo, fo, fo.
There you go. No, that's not enough. All right, we're going to drag it down with a finger. And I'm looking at the screen to see, like, where does it become good. Okay, that's good. Now we can see that. And we can peel this shadow back. Holy moly. Okay, how about 20%, and then the spread, or the blur can be a little bit less aggressive, too. Let's try 8. Okay, I'm happy with that. It's really dark background, but that's fine. Okay, in this panel, I'm going to center it and then scoot it up 24 pixels. So it's, we have like our, there we go. So we have like our 8 pixel kind of arrangement. We can feel good about that. I'm looking at our sketch here. We need to have the name of the episode, a way to get, a name of the episode here. And a way to get back, and then there's a share button here, and then down here are like the clips, and then this one is special because it indicates that that is the clip that's being recorded. Got it. Okay, so let's go back to our design. I'm going to grab this rule here because it seemed to have been a good color that was visible. And I'm going to bring it across here. Let's grab some, actually this type seems good. Sampling your own type styles is a good way to keep things consistent, but you also have to, in the back of your head, check for hierarchy, you know? Like, is this thing going to be too strong against this, you know, play button or this thing? But I think in this case it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But using things that you've already used before makes it more consistent and also easier for the developer to understand what your intent is.
I see.
I'm going to move it 16 pixels from all the way around. Move this 16 pixels down. 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, and then this can be 1 pixel tall. Too much. Do 8. Okay, and then I'll grab an icon here, like a back button. And so we needed a way to get back to our list of drafts. So that's what this does. And then I need another, I'm going to put a rule here.
Okay.
For
nice.
And this is 8 pixels, 6, 6, 8. Okay, that's fine. The reason 6 is okay is because there's a bounding box around this icon, and and it's not, the intent
like
is
visually.
Not to, yeah. Like you want to give it space, but we're aligning the 8 to the actual type here. That was our original intent. Which makes our box 36 pixels tall, which is a nice round number. And then this can be, there we go. Featured Instacast. This is going to be called New Episode because we haven't titled it yet. This is like when somebody is just starting. It's hard to balance the screens of like when you're first creating of like the stages of creation. Sometimes they get mixed up a little bit because if this is somebody that's first starting, I already have the record visualization here on where it should have been more like this would be like an unlabeled screen. But we'll continue anyway. I drew these kind of like boxes to indicate clips.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
I feel that you will be using the repeat grid.
Yes.
This is coming.
You feel it?
Yeah.
Let's do a border radius of 8. and then get some type in there. Again, when I was talking about using repeating type is good, however, if it ruins your hierarchy, it's going to be bad. And this one
is ruining it.
It is. It does ruin the hierarchy. So let's bump it down 2 pixels and then take put on regular weight. And then, no, it should be the dark color. We don't need to dump it down anymore. What am I doing here? Okay.
And in about 5 minutes, we will give away illustrations that have been created on Adobe Live. So there is the Mr. T, and I owe you one. I will give you one.
You're going to give me one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mr. T by Robzilla, who sometimes is in the chat. Sometimes it just shows up.
It's
randomly.
always a pleasure to see Robzilla.
We have the Swimming Pool by Jingwei and the Travel Tags by Christine Herring. Christine, who will be back, hey Johnny, who will be back very soon on Adobe Live in a few weeks.
Oh,
not today. Not
okay.
today. Not today. She has to take the bus. She has to try.
It takes
and
so long
also
to get
we
here.
give away the XD socks. Okay, because
essentials.
this is winter.
Yeah.
Winter is coming, but you have your XD socks for your cold feet. You will be all right thanks to Adobe XD and Creative Cloud.
Nice.
So how does it work? We will pick someone in the chat. Make sure to be active, say something, just say hi. Make sure to sign in with your Adobe ID on behance.net/live. And our script will randomly pick someone. Okay?
Cool.
Now they have questions about the socks.
About the
They're made
socks?
of wool. I mean, I have no idea.
They are not.
No idea.
They look like...
They look bad. They look really bad.
Well, the wool is like so thick. I can tell just from looking at it. It's like a cotton polyester elastic blend. Yeah. I hear someone repeat. Everybody wants the socks.
They want the
man.
socks.
They're really
Yeah.
popular. Next week's lineup looks incredible. No offense, thanks, Michael. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're talking about these clips here. So let's rename this thing to say clip 1, and it's going to be like auto named just clip 1. We need some icons. So let's go back to our icon bank. We need a cancel or like a delete, and then we also need like this. We'll use this one to indicate
the
move.
Rearrange. Yeah.
Rearrange, yeah. All right. Paste. Okay, so cancel and rearrange.
We have Luli Pagano in Argentina, who really wants the socks.
Are you sure?
Okay. How's the weather in Argentina? Because if it's the winter here, it should be okay, no? In Argentina.
I don't know.
Yeah, it should be okay. Let us know.
How's the weather?
Yeah. How is the weather?
More importantly, how are you?
No, he's fine. He's watching Adobe Live.
There you go. Okay, so there you go. Is that? Okay. So this seems like... Yeah, now we have to do like the design.
Yeah.
All right. I want another one of these little rules here. Drag it down and center. And then I want to make the height of it 16. Okay. If my calculations are correct, we've made a nice little repeatable element. What happened? Oh, I didn't select this too. Okay, now we want to repeat. And boop. That's how you repeat.
Boom.
Just boop. So this will be clip 2, and this will be clip 3. And then we have
how
to
do you
make-
rename the clips?
How do I rename them?
Yeah, how, like,
just like
the
anything.
user.
Oh, so when I rename anything, I just select it and then hit enter, and it highlights the whole thing. You can hit escape to get out of the text editing.
Oh, in XD, but I mean the user with your app.
How do they rename? I don't think renaming clips is essential.
Okay.
But renaming the episode is, because that will
show
their viewers or their listeners will see the name of the episode. So I'm going to leave renaming clips to version 2. I'm going to punt on that.
Yeah. Okay.
But we do need to take care of the use case of somebody's recording this other clip right here. So let's just select all of the elements here.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I'm going to copy it. And then I might hit escape so I can back up out of my things. What I like about Repeat Grid is that it also is a cropping thing. You know, have you ever used it as a crop? Sometimes like just this kind of silly, but sometimes if I'm like here, and I'm like, I see this needs a quick crop, I can just go like that.
Oh my god, yeah.
I should have done it with like the little indicator. Yeah, it's just like don't repeat the rest of this element. This would have been good down here to kind of show that trick there, but
also we show you something that I did. Okay, where is it?
So in this element here, we don't need to move it around, so I'm going to remove that. We don't need to cancel it or delete it there, and then the label needs to be like recording, something like that. And also I want to make it visually dissimilar from the rest of the things.
Also I use it to do like a seamless pattern. So like repeat grid.
Yes.
Margin 0. That's it.
There you go. Brilliant.
Yeah. I don't think the engineers like working on this feature were expecting us to use it as a crop or just for a background.
Yeah. I think
but it works.
I mean that's the important thing about understanding your tools is that you can manipulate them to get what you want. Like that's the important thing, you know.
And we have a winner for the posters and the XD socks. And the winner is Ksenia Zubova. Ksenia Zubova, congratulations. Let us know where you're from. If this is winter already. Okay, and when you will receive the socks, we want you to take a picture of the socks. And say, I have the XD socks. Adding the Adobe Live hashtag. Congratulations. So Ksenia, let us know where you're from. Just to check if it's really winter or this will be useful. Congratulations on those socks. Yeah, good job. It's a big deal. Good job. Not many people have XD socks. You're joining an exclusive club. Yeah, it's limited edition. I'm going to drag out a rectangle here because I want to make this look a little bit different than everything else. So I'll hide the border and maybe make it just like a quick red so I can see it while I'm manipulating it. I'm going to scoot, and then width is going to be like 2 maybe. And then I'm going to repeat grid this thing. Maybe 4 pixels padding. And then drag it across here and move it behind the recording label and turn it white. And what I've done is made a dotted line. Oh yeah, kind of around the box that was there to show the user that this kind of block is a little different than the 3 previous, and that it's currently being manipulated by the recording that you're doing in this area. And then let's think here. When this is over here, it's going to be a little bit different because we're not... This could be something more like waiting to record. Oh, and Ksenia is from Russia. That's great. She will use this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Must be very cold in Russia now. Yeah, yeah. Send her 2 pairs. She can double up. Yeah. There's also needs to be a way to, when you have a recording complete, right, to create a new clip. Yeah. So we're going to change this thing. I think we just get rid of it entirely. And then let's grab an icon here. What was the icon we used down here? A plus button. Oh yeah, to create. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can use this as a way to kind of show that. Oh, nice. It's 34 pixels in size, which is an even number, so there's not really a center. So I'm going to bump it up just 1. So and then, I'm going to disrespect the designer of the icon and nudge their icon up by 1 size. But this creates a little handle for us to say, okay, we're done with this clip. And maybe also we can talk about, let's break this group here. If you're
currently editing, like let's say you go back to clip 2 and like rescrub and you want to do a retake, how can we indicate that that's what you're currently editing? Maybe it gets like yeah, maybe the border of it is like this red color, and say like that looks like an error. Oh, that won't do. What about this color?
Studiocadis has a question. Can you import an animated GIF? So, not today in XD, although this is a feature that has been requested by the community, and you can discuss about it on adobexd.uservoice.com. Also, if you stay with us in about 5 hours, the Adobe XD team will be live with us, and this is the type of question you can ask, and asking if they consider it, is it on the roadmap, or we can discuss also why you would need animated GIF. I have my idea, but like
also
like a spinning wheel, But
okay, I'm just thinking out loud here with my mouse, but. What? Ugh. Gross. Okay, no. Maybe it's just like this.
Yeah, and maybe you can increase the stroke.
Oh, and the we'll just do the same thing from here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. The stripes are coming. There we go.
Okay, so while you're recording, like if you're going back.
Yeah, it shows where, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Whew, that was stressing me out.
I could tell.
Did you see that gradient?
Oh my god, the gradient. It was epic.
Oh my gosh.
It was epic.
There we go.
What's good is that
don't tell
you
anybody
can try.
that I ever even try.
No, but you can try, Like it took 5 seconds. You try, you're like, no.
No.
And you delete,
No.
That's what's good.
Okay.
Zakaria is asking, what about Illustrator in sketching apps? Yeah, you can use Illustrator too, Zakaria. It's just that with XD, you can do much more. So if you know Illustrator, actually, it will be very easy for you to learn XD. And because you can design in XD, but you can also prototype, you can share the prototype, get feedback from your customers, from users, and you can now share design specs, which is a new feature that we introduced yesterday for the handoff experience with developers. But you can still use Illustrator in your workflow. Like if you have to draw a complex icon or illustration and you know Illustrator very well, keep using Illustrator and you can just copy-paste objects from Illustrator to XD. And it's part of Creative Cloud, so I will invite you to download and try it. And one good opportunity is to enter the contest of the day. The theme is flowers. So make sure to participate and try XD maybe for the first time. Yeah, it would be great to see what you can do with it, Zakaria.
You know what I like about XD? This is just one silly little feature that always pleases me. Previously, like in Photoshop and in Illustrator, if you were going to have a text element like this, like a point text, and then you would change the alignment to right or left, it would like jump on the other side of a point. But this one doesn't. It just kind of just sits there.
Oh my god!
It makes me happy.
In Photoshop.
Yeah.
The number of time I wanted to.
And it would just jump here, and you're like, okay, I have to drag it back over. Yeah. So I'm thinking of a way to like, how do I display the episode name and then also allow the user or the creator to edit it, and then also I have to give them a way to add a description. And I'm not sure if this is great. How about, okay, I think what I'm seeing here is that this, we talked about a hierarchy of type styles, and what's happening is that these things look like titles of sections. So I'm going to bump them down. I'm going to use the style of like a comment or something.
Zakaria already designed apps in Illustrator, and you will try it. Okay, cool. Yeah, try it, Zakaria. Let us know what you think about XD. But it's true, like if you look at, it's funny to see how many apps were used to design screens. You know, like some people, they prefer Photoshop and then Illustrator. Back in the days, we used Fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
For sure.
So it's, as XD is really taking, I would say, the best of all these apps, including Fireworks, actually. Fireworks really inspired XD in many ways. And what you will notice, Zakaria, with XD is that this is fast. You will never face any performance issue
in XD.
In XD, I mean,
it's actually my favorite feature is the speed of it.
It's speed. You know, like you can have like 300 artboards. You can zoom in, zoom out.
I have single documents that I've been working for months.
Oh.
And just like oh, here's another one, and I have up to 200 or 300 artboards. And it's just fine, just moves along. I've never had this problem where I'm like, okay, create another document because it's too big, it's too slow. I'm sure there's a tipping point somewhere, but I just haven't found it. So I'm thinking if I make the labels actions, okay? So instead of having the name and then the edit button, I was thinking if I make the label an action, rename episode, add description. It serves as both a placeholder and a call to action, a CTA.
No, I get it. I know. I just have to tap on it and start typing the
user testing. That's what we just did right here.
I just got
Michael's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
There we go. We win.
Okay.
And then the last thing I want to do is add the area to delete the episode.
Oh yes.
Yes. Like we had that
the full
at the
episode.
bottom.
Okay.
Yes. So what's that?
In this case, just for your app, do you think it will delete also all the clips?
In the episode, yeah. Delete the clips in the episode.
It deletes everything.
So let's go back to our sketch here, and you can see that there's two ways to delete an episode. The first one is we put right here, which is at the bottom of all the clips and everything. I don't like this, get rid of it. And then we'll have a confirmation, and that stuff. But we also have this in the episode list, swipe, like you're deleting, an email or something like that. You just delete it like that. So when I'm in the XD right here, I want to make the opportunity for someone to delete the episodes using that control. Can we switch back to XD? Super. Thank you.
Yeah, one feature I think that would be useful for the 2.0 of Instacast.
Okay.
Would be I record a clip and I save it locally, or I save it in a collection, because maybe I want to record the same introduction every time. Welcome to Adobe Live.
Yeah, like a bank. Or symbols.
Yeah, right? Symbols.
And then they're reusable.
I want to reuse or my final words, Okay,
yes.
Make sure to subscribe, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It could be for the 2.0.
I like that.
Yeah,
we're going to save it.
First, we need users.
Yeah.
Instacast.
First, we need users.
Yeah, first. Let's have users, and after we can add some features.
I'm going to go up and try to get this little red. Okay.
Okay, hurry up if you want to enter the contest, because we'll review everything in 30 minutes. So hurry up.
In 30 minutes? Is that how much time we have left for this?
You have a bit more. You have 35.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to make the bottom corners all rounded so they'll fit. And then there we go. That's really, really strong.
Yeah,
so I don't want...
Is it something you want all the time? You see what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think that we should not have it on this screen? Is that what I'm hearing? I think we should just tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe just red type instead of...
Yeah, I prefer that. And I guess you will have a pop-up to confirm.
Oh, yeah, for
because
sure.
you can tap on it by mistake. And
yeah, we don't want...
No!
Yeah, that would be so frustrating. There you go.
Adriana is saying, I always wonder if deleting should be at the bottom of the screen. You would tap it by mistake. So yeah, so that's why we will add a pop-up, like a confirmation.
And what I want to have here is this. Let me see here. I'm going to change the height of this thing to like 640 to replicate like what an actual screen would be like. I'll move my bottom tabs up. Okay. So if somebody's looking at this like so, and then they want to get down there, I want this thing to be like movable, to float up like that.
On top?
Yeah. It'll go right on top, because if you're manipulating here, you don't need the recording controls. So it's kind of like a little fun little interaction. That this is the sliding bit, and this is just like when you need it. So like if you're like over here in
editing
this
mode,
screen,
you just edit. Oh, I see.
And it's up here.
It goes
it's
back
not
down.
grouped.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, if you're up here,
makes sense.
You're like, I'll add another one. Click that, and this goes down, and you're ready to record. And it's like in a new screen. Maybe this will say record. Use a dot clip, 4 or whatever. You just clicked a new one, right? So it scrolls down, and you're saying now you're ready to record this clip.
So Ariana is saying, or maybe it's at the bottom, so there is like more chances that we click on it by mistake. So actually,
delete?
what's good is that you can do user testing, and even with XD, maybe you can show that. We can show the live preview, So they. Actually, we will do it at the end. We will connect some screens, but we will show it at the end because we need to connect some screens.
We have okay.
Oh no! Actually, we can do the live preview.
Let's do the live preview.
Okay, so
I'm just trying to think, like, what am I missing from this?
Can we just
flow?
This, okay.
Yeah. Go for it. I'm just going to replicate all these elements onto these screens here.
We just show it on the GoPro. But if you plug, using USB, you launch Adobe XD on your phone, and you can have a live preview. Okay, and you can do some user testing. And what you can do is add an interaction that says, if I tap on delete, then I jump to another screen. So when you will do a user testing with some users, you will see if they click on it, if they tap on it by mistake, actually. So this is something you can really easily try.
Okay, but that looks like a really tall screen. Which screen are you looking at?
The one you're working on.
Okay, so you'll probably be looking at something more like this,
exactly.
where the height of it is going to be below the fold.
And you will see, like, if they tap here,
and
if they tap on delete by mistake.
If you scroll up, then that's how you have...
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, look at that scroll, though.
Ooh.
Right over the record button.
Nice.
I kind of like that this is a hard word for me. That it covers up.
Obfuscating.
Yeah, that it covers up the record
covers
button.
up. It covers. It hides. It hides.
Obstructs.
Yeah.
That's a kind of a fun interaction.
Too complex. Hey, Rolf. We have Rolf in the chat. He was our guest with Madis a few weeks back using XD too.
Hello.
Good to see you in the chat.
Okay.
So yeah, live preview on the phone. You can do some user testing.
We're gonna make our way to being able to do the prototyping, right? But we need to make sure that we have that we've mentally walked through what the journey is, and make sure we have those screens ready. So, okay, let's start at the beginning. Somebody is creating one for the first time. We haven't had that screen yet, so let's try that. It's going to be hold record. There's going to be this thing here.
This is what we were looking for.
What? Obfuscate.
Obfuscate.
That's the one I want. I try to use words, people. I try to use them. I try. Obfuscate.
All right, look at this one. Look at this one.
What? A word?
This is
obfuscatory
interaction.
Obfuscatory.
Yeah.
Are you being obfuscatory? Obfuscatory.
Yeah. I feel it's obfuscatory.
To me, in this light, you look obfuscatory. Okay. So this would be I'm just trying to think of what it would be like when somebody comes the very first time. They've just clicked in this thing. Okay. Cool. Okay. So they've just clicked in the first time. We're ready to record. Tap one or clip one. Tap to hold right here, and you get that playhead moving. That's fine. We're waiting to record our first clip down below. Waiting to record. Let's say this clip one. It's more obvious. Episode is not named. Description is not added. We're good. Okay. So the second thing is they're tapping to hold record for the first time. And we want, let's make a new screen for that. We want this graphic here. And the timestamp should show. It'll be like 25 seconds, and there we go. Okay, they're recording for a little bit. This should become recording. Or it's just gone. And then the done is there, and then the play is there also. Well, if you're holding it, it's not ready. But when you release, the done will be there. Okay. Waiting to record, and this will become recording clip one. Cool. That's where we're just holding timestamp. This looks good. Okay. The next one is going to be the release.
So you stop.
Now you have a playhead available. And you have a done button. A done button will take you to. Wait, what's the difference? I think I just lifted that wholesale from.
Yeah, like do we need the done
recorder.
button?
Do we need the done button? The done button completes the clip and it adds it. So you can hold and release multiple times. But the done button commits it to being a clip and gets you ready for your next one. Does that sound reasonable?
It could be that. Also, you could have a kind of autosave feature because you know you're working on the clip already.
Yeah. If you take your thumb off,
like you keep working on the clip,
it's record. Yeah,
like it shows you like you're working on the clip, right?
So let's say you take your thumb off and you tap done. So this will be clip one here.
Yeah,
clip one, and then also
because we have
that'll be done. Sorry, go ahead.
So where is it? Here, you see? You have the plus to create a new clip.
So
do you have to say down? Because let's say like I'm recording the first clip, and I'm happy with it. Maybe I can click on the plus, and now but maybe I don't want to record another clip. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. Because maybe
tell me what I mean.
Now we're thinking because down is like
you're done with
like
that clip.
Save, you know.
It means you're done with the clip.
Yeah. But if I don't press down, like if I record like for 5 minutes stuff and I press back, like okay, I want to move back to the previous screen or
the episode list. Oh, which we haven't done either.
Or cancel or something. Then I lose everything, right? So done is.
I don't see why you'd have to lose everything.
Okay, we'll see when we have the flow. But
okay, so you've committed. I think done is good because Yeah, because if you're putting your thumb on and taking it off successively, you're still in the record mode. You're still duping around here with this guy. So it'll still say recording clip 1, whether you're holding your thumb on or not. But if you commit it, you click done, then it becomes a committed clip. And then we have to have these controls here. Well, you don't have a move on the first one, do you? And then to add another one. But also, done gets you, should done slide this thing up? Because you're not recording anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I need this thing here.
Yeah, I think it should.
So it'll like...
Because it invites you to create more clip.
So when you hit
to
done,
name the episode.
This slides up and says, now what do you want to do? Create another clip or name and edit?
Yeah.
Have we done it? Have we figured it out?
Yeah, I think.
Figuring out things is fun on air.
Good.
Okay, so it slides it up, and your options are get rid of that clip, create a new one, rename, and oh, you know what we don't even have? A way to publish this thing. Okay, so I'm going to take this button here and just kind of throw it up in here.
Could be important, to...
I don't know. What do you think? Should we allow people to
podcast?
Okay. Center it, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Align left, and I'll do. Oops. We'll use our brand color. Oops, for this. And we'll bump up the. Make it super obvious. Maybe even more obvious, like going kind of off-brand in terms of color.
Oh, okay.
Make it like, we want to add tappability, right? Right?
We want the tappability black hole.
Tappability black hole. It needs to be, I wouldn't say the black hole, but it needs to be obvious. We need to not obfuscate the share. Okay, so. And that share doesn't need to be there until they have at least one clip, right? Because they're not going to share anything that's not created.
Or it's silent, yeah.
Cool.
You don't want to share silence.
You can't, right?
You don't want to share silence.
Unless it's like an avant-garde art piece. Sharing nothing. Steve says, very interesting hearing Travis work through these obstacles and come up with different solutions. Definitely putting a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Like that, to
every
me,
step,
to me, that is design.
Yeah.
In my IMHO, in my humble opinion, like working through problems like this, being like, wait, how would the user feel when this happens? Or how will I enable the user to work through this problem? That's where design is. Drawing boxes with drop shadows and stuff, that's, it's whatever, but like this is where I get the most thrill in my work. Just as agreeing with what you're saying. Okay. So let's say they create, and Michael, I want you to watch the time so we don't go so far that we can't wireframe or can't prototype this up, because I could easily lose track because this is exciting to me.
Okay, I feel we should start prototyping in 7 minutes.
Okay, so let's take an inventory of what we are now. So let's say they do create a new clip. Would one of these screens satisfy that? This one here looks like it does. Okay, so this one here looks like it satisfies the use case of they've created before, and then they've just tapped add new, and maybe they've created 2 or 3 before, and we are waiting to record, but we have not yet put our thumb on it. I think that satisfies that use case, but we need to have this share button there. Whoa.
Yep.
I hit Control instead of Option to scroll in. Okay. So this is what it looks like when somebody's recorded a few clips, and then they can drag these handles to rearrange them. They could delete a clip. They could tap back into a clip, which is this thing. they could tap back into a clip and say, I want to retake that or whatever. But in that use case, it would have a UI already recorded. And this would be gone, and this would be available. And so would this, right? So, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. 6:40.
Okay, I give you 5 more minutes, and you can start.
We can get to a place in 5 minutes. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's really getting there.
We should do a screen where they swipe up and then they start editing, or like editing the description or something like that. Okay.
Yeah. You can, duplicate an artboard and
I'm just thinking of which one to duplicate. I think this one seems the most reasonable.
Okay.
Or no. Yeah, okay, we'll start here. So they swipe up and they just finished recording, so they have this UI here. Okay.
There we go.
And they have a choice to make new ones or whatever.
I'll be careful. The plus sign is not centered. No? Like if you zoom in on the plus. Oh, it is. It is. It's okay. Sorry.
Optical illusion.
Yep.
Well, it may not look centered because the box itself is not centered.
But actually, I like this.
You like that
it's not centered because I noticed this. So you don't have any conflict. Everything would be centered and it would merge, but now you have 2 different space.
What if we put more guard against that and use like this button?
I like this attitude.
We use 2 icons for different purposes.
I like it.
Maybe it's not great. So we're not going to go back and replace every one of them, but this is like actually, let's do it right here so we can test proximity. This is 35 pixels.
I love it already.
Okay, so now, even though it's similar and has like basically the same description, it looks different, and you can kind of like intuit that it means a different thing. Hopefully. We'll have to user test that.
We have to user test.
Okay.
Nathan, it was a symbol use case. It's true. But actually, we would have to create 2 symbols. So maybe not a symbol use case in this case. So with symbols, like you can, in the assets panel, you can create symbols. And if you edit the symbol, it will edit it on all the screens.
Right.
Yeah. But in this case, we had to create a new one. So, Lorraine.
I don't like these. I'm going to use professional.
The professional one?
I don't know.
Okay, what is the difference?
I don't see any difference, but I'm just using it.
That's it. But it looks more professional.
It's so professional.
Yeah.
All right. So if I throw that in there, we have line text again. And I want to bump the opacity up a little bit. And then we can just quickly change it to paragraph text, which is
so
a
useful
new
that we
feature.
have this now.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I guess you can change the width.
Yeah,
and
so
it will make it
288.
Oh, yeah. So much easier.
And this is what our
friends, you have like less than 10 minutes to submit your entries to the contest. Good opportunity to win.
And then we need, we need a share on this one too. Oh, perfect placement. Okay, and then the last thing we would need is some type of like, would we need a confirmation screen? I mean, why?
To delete?
To share.
Oh, to share? No.
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 It'll just go. The next piece in this would be like this, really. And then we'll have to put, oh, you know what we don't have? Any way to choose the art.
Oh,
like,
the thumbnail.
You need to have an upload art thing right here. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe it's when you share.
Like it's the next screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I don't feel like we should have too many actions at the bottom.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Thanks for.
I'm validating here. It's important to be heard. That's true for everyone. Okay.
I feel much better
now. So this screen will be the add art screen. Let me just break this group here so I can manipulate these directly.
Steven, yeah, cover image and art. We hear you, Steven. And we have to wire everything in 2 minutes.
Oh, we have 2 minutes left until we have to do that?
And you have to wire. Yeah.
Fantastic. I don't really even remember what the iOS like add art like looks like. Is it?
Wow, that's a good question.
Oh, I think it's like I have a good icon for it.
It opens the photo.
Yeah, and it'll open your camera roll or whatever.
Roll.
So we'll just use this icon. I'm not sure if it's perfect, but we have 2 minutes, so
yeah, so
this is what we're doing.
We can refine it later.
Yeah.
Let me check something in the meantime. Like, do we have in iOS? Just downloading the UI kit. Yeah, I was wondering if in the iOS UI kit we would have a fake photo roll, camera roll, but no, I don't see it.
Oh, I see.
No.
Yeah, and then when you tap on that, you'll get the camera roll, and then when you add it, let's have another screen here for like...
Oh, once it's added.
Like the confirmation of adding.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get this done. We're going to get it done. I can just steal from here. Here we go. Let's say you added this thing as a podcast.
So Nu's asking how do you duplicate an artboard? You can select an artboard, you press the Option key, and you just drag and drop to duplicate it.
Yeah, drag and duplicate, or
and what happens if you do Command D on the artboard?
D?
Yeah, Command D like duplicate.
Really?
Yeah.
Woo!
It will duplicate it.
Also Command V and C, copy paste.
Yeah,
that works too. But I didn't know about D. Let's hear for D. Okay, so that's it. Maybe there's a button here to like re-upload a different one. You know, like if you don't approve of it or uploaded wrong, maybe it uploaded in a way you didn't expect.
Yeah, you need a way to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choose another art. What's the language here? Choose other art.
We don't have our.
We're out of time.
Cookie
choose other art. The worst label ever. Okay, so and then this should be done, but this should be share. Yeah, share's fine. This should also be share.
Here you.
Or should it be next?
You have no
here?
choice.
Huh?
When you add an episode art, you know, like here, on this one.
Uh huh.
You cannot click on share. Like you need to.
Oh,
upload a thumbnail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there should always be cancel should be tappable even though it's behind.
I agree.
Okay. All right, and then when you do that, you get this screen here, which
your features, your
let's
at the end.
Let's put. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I think.
New, select an artboard and press Ctrl D if you're on Windows or Command D if you're on a Mac. It will duplicate the artboard, and it works for any object that you select in Adobe XD. And yeah, Adriana is noticing that this doesn't look centered vertically, the share button.
Oh, cheers.
Thanks. Yeah, she was freaking out.
What's happening to this world? I like having an existential crisis every time my design is misaligned. That's really helpful. Okay, and so that's what it would look like when you've just created. So
prototype.
Let me shrink this artboard first.
Shrink?
Yeah. To back to 640. So it'll just match with the other ones, and then bringing this tab bar back up. Okay, I think we're ready.
Okay. Prototype.
Okay. How do you do that? All right, let's just do. This should be shrank too. Both of these should shrink. 640 and 640. Okay. Save it.
Hi, Lawal. Thanks for joining.
I'm going to switch to the prototype tab here at the top. And this is my home screen. And then it quickly goes to this thing, which is what? Dissolve, ease out. Yep, looks good.
Yep.
And then,
where is the navigation bar?
I need to have a tab bar so I can go to the next thing. Boop.
Next is discover.
And this needs a tab bar too. Okay. Go back to prototype. Yeah, this thing would be discover. So click on my little magnifying glass, goes here. Mm-hmm. It's fine. And then if I'm in discover and I click listen, that's going to go back. Yeah. And then for both of these, if I click create, I'm going to go to this one, record clip 1. Can I copy and just paste? Look at that. I didn't even know that was possible. But since I know that this little tab goes here, when it was highlighted, I selected an artboard and pasted it directly on the artboard, and it selected the right object and sent it to the right screen, which is super.
Oh, that's nice.
Super great. Did you know about that?
No.
See, sometimes it pays just to mess around. Okay, so we're recording our first clip, and we're going to hold to record. So let's click this button and drag it here. This is while we're recording. We're recording there. It's creating that. And we're going to lift off our thumb when we're done. And it's going to take us here. It's going to zip up. It's going to zoom up. And here we have a few options. We can share the one clip, but we're going to create a few more. And this is what it's like when we're waiting to record another one.
Sanui in the chat really excited by the idea of Instacast. He wants to use it tomorrow.
Imagine listening to an Obama Instacast.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Sharing his thoughts, every day.
Hello, this is my Instacast.
Oh my God.
I'm really bad at Obama impression. Welcome to my Instacast.
Wow.
Imagine a Donald Trump Instacast. Let's not.
No.
Where were we? Okay, so honestly, where were we? Okay, so we just created another clip, possibly a few. And I was just thinking about a Donald Trump Instacast. It's the greatest Instacast. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be in Mexico to pay for it.
Huge audience.
Oh, sorry, everybody. Okay. Tap again to hold record. So now we're recording. So you see the clip
waveform.
2 maybe.
Yeah.
We're done. And click done.
Done. You have the UI to
I don't
rename.
know if this is right. Yeah, we're going to click done. It's going to slide up again and say, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
We just named these things.
Delete or
then
share.
We're going to hit share.
Oh, I want to share.
I want to share this.
I'm ready.
Okay. And I'm going to tap upload a art, and then upload an art, and then I'm going to share it.
Again.
And we've shared. We're shared.
Okay,
Did we do it?
let's try this.
Okay. I'm nervous. How do we... Okay, here's our home. Let's push play. All right. Tippity tap. Cool, looks great. I'm going to go and check out Discovery. This is fantastic. Oh, I'm going to go back to listen now. I love narrating these things. It's so much fun. I'm so inspired by all these Instacasts. Why don't I create one of my own? Here we go. What do I do now?
Oh.
The only thing I can do...
Should I hold to record?
I'll just hold it to record.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
I
it's
see
recording.
the audio wave.
And you see the recording clip 1 changed from waiting to record to recording clip 1. Okay, I'm going to take my thumb off.
I think I'm done.
It slid up, and that's clip 1 created. What could I do now? I could rename, I could add a description, I could share it directly. But you know what? I'm not done yet, so I'm going to add more. Waiting to record, I'll hold my thumb on it, and I'm recording, a clip, and then when I'm... Wait, done? Yeah. Did I click done on the first time? I don't think I did. Okay, well, we'll have to fix that. But anyway, done, recorded a few things. Tap, record, and add name and description.
Share.
This is misaligned again, sorry. Add an episode art. I'm going to upload from my camera roll and share it. And there it is. It's now all of my followers can see it. I think we did something close to being correct here.
Yeah. Looks good.
Okay.
Okay, so it's time to review some entries.
Great.
Okay, so there is this new one with cactuses. So we invited you to create and share a prototype. The theme of the day is flowers. So here, what's
Desert
new
flowers
in cactuses industry?
I like that.
Very clean. So it's a website experience.
It's really nice.
Maybe tablet also, okay, and the star. Yeah, looks very clean.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cactus icon here. Go back to the home menu. Yeah, good job. What do we have? Bouquet market. So this is loading. Okay, nice bouquet. And this is the one I want, and I can add it to my cart. Yeah, looks clean, like very classic shopping experience for flowers.
Pleasant.
We have our friend who is sharing illustrations with the Click Me.
Yellow chick.
The yellow chicken. And we have also someone who directly shared the XD project. So I'm very nice. I open it. And fonts are missing. So that's why you should publish. So yeah, maybe I will show you how it works. If I look at the prototype view, so one tip to look at all the interaction, you do Control-A on Windows or Command-A to select all the artboards.
Oh.
And you can have a preview of all the interactions available. But what I will do is that I will publish it for you. So I will publish the prototype. I need to be signed in. Okay, I think I can. I'm not signed in. What's going on? Sign in to Creative Cloud. Publish press. Okay, maybe I need to sign in again. So we'll do the live preview here. What's yours? Oh, begonia. Do you know flowers well? I don't know. I'm not very good.
I don't know very much flowers. I have a good friend who...
So now we are learning, you see?
I like learning things. What are those called?
Basically, it's to discover what's yours. To discover flowers.
So it's like an information...
Yeah,
okay.
it's more
That's
like
cool.
information about flowers.
Huh. What's yours?
And you have to choose the one you want to reward today.
I have to choose?
Yeah, with the Creative Cloud subscription. So you see Bouquet Market.
Okay.
So Yellow Chicken already won during a previous stream.
Okay.
I have to tell you because he shared a lot. But thanks for keep sharing.
Yellow Chicken is such a strong brand. This one is nice.
This one, the shopping experience. We have the more editorial content, and the cactus, which is more a web experience, I would say.
Yeah. So, okay, guys. I can't choose based on merit because, like, I don't want to, like,
no, I mean,
make anybody feel bad. They're all really good.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to choose with other arbitrary constrictions or constraints to make this seem fair to me. Actually, more unfair to everybody else. But I'm from the desert. I grew up in the desert.
Oh,
this is a desert flower. It speaks to me in a lot of ways. It's also a great design. So I'm gonna choose the cactus one.
Okay, good job. And I think it's a
good job to everybody.
Yeah,
That's
good
awesome.
job everybody. If we didn't feature your prototype, it was maybe you shared it like at the very end, but we will feature it in the next episode in a few minutes with Jessica, who will be back in about 10 minutes on behance.net/live with Paul Trani. So make sure to watch, and we will feature your work. Keep creating and sharing prototypes because you can win, like our friend, a 1-year full Creative Cloud subscription with Adobe XD, Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Premiere Pro, all the apps, okay, Typekit, all the services too. So
the competition of flowers is all day long, right? Like for as long as...
Yeah, all day long.
It's not just ending to 10 minutes.
No.
Right.
All day long. So it will work with Jessica, and then we'll welcome Johnny Vito and the XD team. So you still have 6 hours to create a prototype. The theme of the day is flowers. Now you got some inspirations by these entries. They all look good. So yeah, make sure to open Adobe XD and design something. Just 3 screens, you see. It's very fast. I mean, he did in 2 hours a lot of screens with a lot of questioning, a lot of interactions. So what is the plan for tomorrow, Travis?
Yeah, let me pull up our plan for tomorrow. So today we did...
Done.
We did a few things. So we recorded a new episode, or add the ability for a user to record a new episode, add name and edit, and then we didn't do a confirmation page. We decided against it, but we did like add art. So we got these 3 done today. Tomorrow is going to be a podcast profile. So when you're looking at a new podcast, you're going to see like who's creating. Here's a list of all their episodes, maybe like their blurb or whatever. What is it like to listen to an episode? And then what is it like to discover maybe that's actually the same thing as a profile. List. Oh, we'll figure that out tomorrow.
We'll figure it out tomorrow, yeah. I mean, you saw the design thinking process, like as he was designing, we're like asking a lot of questions, like we were really, questioning the experience. Actually.
Yeah, you don't have to have all the answers right up front. Like sketching is helping you to go through it quickly, but also like make those questions as you're committing pixels. Make those questions as you're committing lines of code. Like every decision is up for grabs the entire time. Absolutely.
And stay tuned. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with a new Adobe Live show with Jessica Zhang. She will be with Paul Trani, and she will design a new app experience. Jessica, what you will be designing today? What is the theme? Restaurant reservation app. Stay tuned. She will be back. She will be live in about 5 minutes. Thank you, Travis.
Thank you. It's
See
my
you
pleasure.
tomorrow,
All
same
right.
time?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everyone.